Hey guys, CUTTERUP Rob here. I'm just gonna do a video on changing delivery valves. I would imagine most guys that are playing with this stuff probably have already done this or know how. But for the few that don't, we'll go through the process. It's a pretty easy process to do. If you're running a 160, 170 horse pump, and you want to put bigger injectors in it, I would definitely recommend putting bigger delivery valves in it. Because if you don't, you'll have lots of times have timing issues, truck won't run right. Put a bigger delivery valve in it, it cleans that up. So I would definitely highly recommend it. You know, the starting for us would be a set of 181s. If you're looking to make any amount of power, you can go bigger than that. You know, most of the time we start off with a 191, but depending on what the guy wants to do. But if you're even a relatively low horsepower truck, I still recommend going to a 181, which is the stock delivery valve for a 180 and a 215 horse pump. So anyways, let's get after it here and show you some stuff. So we're doing them on one of my trucks. It's a white one right there. But I thought I would show you, so here's the delivery valves. We've been actually playing around with this truck. So these delivery valves are custom delivery valves. They're called 7 mils. And they fuel considerably more than a stock style delivery valve. But the tools that you're going to need for doing this job, I always like a screwdriver myself personally, a little screwdriver. But you're going to need a 3/4 inch wrench, a 7/16 or 11 mil deep socket for your boot. Take your intake horn off. If you're still running a stock intake horn, that'll be 10 mil. So there'll be the 4 bolts on the intake horn and the 1 bolt that holds your dipstick tube on. That's 10 mil. Little screwdriver, which is nice to have. You need a little magnet for pulling the delivery valve out. Torque wrench, you want to torque this stuff. Ratchet and an adapter, depending on the socket that you use for pulling your delivery valves out. Some are 1/2 inch, some are 3/8. The one I have is 1/2 inch. But you need that. And then you also need a delivery valve socket, which has those splines in there which go on top of the delivery valves. On the delivery valve nut, I guess you would say. So anyways, we'll go over to the truck here. And I actually started doing this and then thought, man, I should do a video. So kind of behind the time, I guess, on that one. But I've already started on this. I never thought of making the video until after I'd started. So I'd already unbolted my intake horn. Now, obviously, mine's not stock. But we'll just pull that out of the way. I just kind of set everything back on there just so you guys could see. Now, on a stock truck, there's going to be a hold down, and then there'll also be a hold down on the backside. And there's also going to be a clamp here that holds these two together. So you need to pull your lines off. That's where the 3/4 inch wrench comes in, or 9/6 or 3/4 or 19 mil. So we'll pull the lines off. And now for doing the delivery valves. So what you need to do, you can start at whichever end you want. I always start on one end or the other. And like I said, none of this stuff on mine is going to be super stuck because we literally just put these in a few days ago. But what you want to watch out for when you're taking this stuff apart is there's a bunch of pieces and parts in here that you need to watch out for, because there's washers and stuff in there for setting pressures, and you want to make sure that you don't lose that, and you need it to go back in that way. So that needs to go in the holder first. You want to make sure that you don't get any dirt or anything in there. This one's kind of crusty, but you want to make sure try to keep everything as clean as possible, because you don't want crap, because anything that is in there is going to go directly into your injector. So you don't want to do that. So anyways, pull that out, and then you use your magnet. Right now I got 181s in it, which are way too small for my setup, but we're just trying some stuff out. Just drop the delivery valve. Now, something to maybe mention is that on a 160 and 170 horse pump, there'll be, not always, depending whether it's been built or not, there'll be a washer at the bottom underneath the delivery valve. Not always copper, but sometimes copper or brass, or sometimes they're steel, depending on what it is. But anyways, you want to take that out of there when you put different delivery valves in it. You don't want that in there. So you want to pull those out. That's on a 160 and a 175 horse pump. This is a 215 horse pump. So, and I've been into this pump a bunch of times. It's a maxed and balanced pump. It does 650 cc's of fuel, actually with these delivery valves in it. So it's a pretty good, pretty hot pump for a 12 mil pump. So anyways, yeah, just do that, put it back in, and now the you're supposed to do what I always do is just snug, and then your torque on them, literally just snug. Your torque on them is 25 foot-pounds and then 80 foot-pounds. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the rest of this on time lapse. I'll bang it out and we'll get the truck running. That's the video on doing delivery valves. Like I said, I'm sure a lot of guys probably already know how to do it, but for the few that don't, that's how you do it. It's not really rocket science. If you have any questions, comments, hit me down below, and yeah, we'll go from there. Have a good one, guys.